Hey guys, hey, it's Bri here, coming at you guys with another video, and welcome back to BooTober. Today I want to talk to you guys about empath exhaustion and some things that you can do to keep yourself from having that empath exhaustion. So if you're an empath or you're just like, hey, I need to figure out ways to not be so exhausted all the time, well then just keep watching. And if you guys can please hit that subscribe button down below, and if you like this video, well then give it the thumbs up. And with that said, let's get to talking. Empath exhaustion. The one thing about empaths is we take in everybody's energy. All the energy that we encounter during the day, we are taking that in. I feel it a lot. I am a huge empath, and so a lot of times I will come home and I will be completely and totally exhausted and not even understand why. So here's the thing. Empaths need to protect themselves a lot more than most people. And the reasoning for this is because if you don't, that empath exhaustion is going to come at you that much faster. So by protection, I'm telling, like, call in a ball of white light, zip yourself up, grounding exercises, all of that stuff. But the biggest thing that I think we always forget is to take care of ourselves. Yes, you can do the protections. Yes, you can do your grounding exercises. Yes, you can do your meditations. But the thing that we forget, and especially I feel like empaths forget a lot, is to take care of ourselves. So by taking care of ourselves, I'm talking like a saltwater bath. I'm talking like reading a book and just relaxing. Allow yourself that chance to just chill. Just chill. Go for that nature walk. Empaths thrive in nature. I kid you not. It's 10 times easier to ground yourself when you are walking outside with nature, because your feet are literally on the ground. Take your shoes off and walk right through the dirt, walk amongst the trees. I read somewhere that trees are this relaxing state. Like, they put people into a relaxing state. When you see trees or you're sitting amongst trees, you're instantly relaxed. It's kind of like a calming effect. I believe this because my house is kind of like in a forested area. So I have a lot of trees around me. I love to sit in my backyard and just stare up at the trees sometimes. Like, I'll just sit there looking up at the trees, and you want to know what? It's the best feeling in the world. I feel like 10 times better sometimes. So another great thing to do is, of course, drinking lots of water. I know this might sound weird, but I don't know if you guys have noticed this. And I was sitting there one night and I was writing things down, and I'm like, why am I always thirsty? I've had my thyroid checked, like I've had all the tests for thyroid. I don't have any thyroid problems, but I am always thirsty. And so I was sitting there and I was writing things down, and all of a sudden I wrote down, because I'm an empath. And so one of the things like my guides like to do is I do intuitive writing sometimes. And so that was what cued me in, and I went, oh. So as an empath, you need to make sure you're drinking lots and lots and lots of water. Apparently, according to my guides, water is very key for empaths. It's key for a lot of people, but water is super important. It's also, if you think about it, the ocean is another great grounding effect. Water comes from the ocean. I don't know, there is something about water that just really and truly helps you to keep yourself from that exhaustion. Taking care of yourself, getting plenty of sleep at night. So I learned this recently, but it's not about the quantity of sleep, but about the quality of sleep. So here is my biggest tip for getting a good night's sleep. Turn your freaking phone off. You don't need it. And that's the next thing. Turn your freaking technology off. Spend an entire day without technology. But before you go to bed, an hour before you go to bed, turn off the technology. Turn off the phone, turn off the TV, turn it off. If you can at all get like red lights for like a red light therapy, look it up. It's actually pretty beneficial. It helps with the blue light. If you are staring at a computer screen a lot, get the blue light glasses. They're like super cheap on Amazon. I'll see if I can put a link down below for you guys. But turn it off. Just turn it off. Get away from the world. Get away from Facebook. Get away from social media, because that's part of where your exhaustion is coming from, believe it or not. When you're on Facebook and you're like scrolling through and you're going through everything, you know, and you're just sitting there and all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, it's 9:30 at night. But you've been looking at Facebook and you've been looking at everybody else's stories. Part of that exhaustion is coming from those Facebook stories. You're reading into their drama, you're reading into their problems. So guess what? Toss the freaking phone. Oops. Toss the phone though. Okay, turn it off. What I like to do is I like to listen to binaural beats when I'm sleeping. They're actually supposed to be really good for your resetting, for, you know, all of that. Okay, so I actually listen to binaural beats when I'm sleeping, and part of the reason why is because it reduces anxiety. It helps you sleep better. It can helps with mental cognition, mental strength, see the words are not working right now. It increases relaxation. I mean, there are so many benefits behind binaural beats. So I highly recommend listening to that when you're sleeping. Now, of course, like I said, you need to turn your phone off. So turn that freaking phone off, put it aside, and read before you go to bed. I like to read at least an hour before I go to sleep. I like to read. A, it's gonna put me in a better relaxed mood. B, it's one of my grounding techniques that I like to do. It's part of meditating. It's part of my meditation at night. It's part of my relaxation. And I'm also letting my body know that it's time to wind down. It's time to put it all away, cool it down, and it's time to relax because we're about to fall asleep. So one of the things that I did, which was the hardest thing I think I've done, is I took the TV out of my room. I took the TV out of my room, and because I was addicted to turning the TV on at night, and I didn't realize I was doing this, but I would lay in bed and I would click the on button and I would just turn on like a TV show and fall asleep to it. Like that's all I was doing with the TV. So finally I decided, you know what, enough is enough. It's time for the TV to go. So I took the TV out. TV's no longer in my bedroom, which is probably a very good thing. Will the TV ever go back in my bedroom? I don't know, because I'm actually kind of liking it. I'm not tempted to, but I had to break that habit. I had made this habit of doing it and I didn't even realize it, and I still reach for the remote and I'm like, click, click, oh, it's not there. So, and same with your phone. So I put my phone across the room at night, and so I already have the music playing, I have my alarms on, and I put it across the room. Now I have an alarm that is like one of those sunrise ones, so it wakes you up naturally with the sunrise. So I wake up. Now here's the thing. I wake up at the crack of dawn. So again, I said quantity over quality. So when you turn off all the technology an hour before, when you start to relax and everything, you don't need 15 to 16 hours of sleep. Whereas I always thought I needed that much sleep. I have now realized I can actually function off of 7 to 8 hours of sleep. It was very hard in the beginning, yes, because I had to retrain myself not to turn on that technology, not to go and do that stuff, not to live that life of, you know, checking my phone right when I wake up. So when we stop doing that, we're gonna help our mental capacity, and we're gonna help that exhaustion also. So you have a better chance of defending yourself during the day and a better chance of protecting yourself and not taking in all of your surroundings as an empath. So sleep is very, very key. My next thing is having relaxing days. So have those days where you take care of yourself. Have a mental health day. Sundays are my mental health day, and by mental health I mean self-care. They really are my self-care days. So I like to do an Epsom salt bath. I like to read a book for most of the day. I rarely turn my TV on Sundays. Like if I do, it's usually in the morning as I'm drinking coffee and relaxing with Sammy. But preferably, because I live in the South and I can do this year round, I like to boot myself outside and just sit outside in the morning on a Sunday morning and enjoy my cup of coffee outside. Like, let Sammy play in the yard and just enjoy my cup of coffee outside. It's really relaxing and I love it. The next thing I will do is I will do like a face mask. I do my own nails. I don't know if you guys can see them. They're Halloween right now, but I do my nails, I do a face mask, I'll do a hair mask, you know, all of that stuff. I will be doing stuff that is self-care and taking care of myself. And then I might do some artwork or something along those lines or write, but I don't work on Sundays. I might post a video, but that's about it. I don't work, I don't try and do anything because I like to have that day set aside to reset myself. And yes, I do meal prep on Sundays. I do cook Sammy's meals on Sunday. My dog is very spoiled, in case nobody realized this. Yes, she is super spoiled. But I like to have a self-care day. And when I do this, it sets me up for the week so that the exhaustion doesn't hit quite as much, because I do stare at a computer for far too long during the day and it does tend to get exhausting. And you're not really supposed to stare at a computer that long, but you know, circumstances. Sometimes we cannot choose our circumstances. Sometimes we have to stare at a computer due to our jobs, that kind of stuff. So at least having this time where you're not in front of a computer, we're not in front of technology, where you're not working, where you're not talking to people, where you're not on Facebook. And I will like butt out of social media on Sundays. I will not even, if I can, I will tuck my phone in on Sunday and I will leave it in my bedroom, unless of course I need to call my grandparents, because I do like to call them on Sundays and check in with them. But after that, unless I'm like leaving my house or something, my phone's gonna stay in my bedroom. Like I literally forget about my phone back in my bedroom and it's nice. I love it. I will go to bed and be like, I didn't post anything on Facebook today. Weird. I didn't even look at Facebook, because we need that break. You know, we need that mental break from technology, from social media. While social media is great and it helps us stay connected and it helps with a whole lot of other things, it also is a really great way for empaths to start picking up things. You know, you ever watch a scary movie and you're irrationally scared because that person is scared? Well, that's because you're an empath. So it just happens, you know? So take care of yourself. So those are my tips and tricks for empath exhaustion, protecting yourself. I mean, these could work for every single person, which is why I put them out there. But as an empath, I highly recommend it. I also highly recommend those blue light glasses, because they're gonna protect you and they're actually going to help you with your sleep at night also. So when we're looking at computers and stuff all day, that blue light is not good for you. So when you get that blue light protection, you know, it's gonna help you with your sleep. It's gonna help keep you from that exhaustion also, because it's not good for your eyes. It's just not good. I wish companies would understand this. I wish employers would understand this, but it's not that good for you. You know, computers are great, but the blue light that comes off of them, not so great. So, anywho, I hope that these helped you guys. I hope that you keep yourself from being exhausted. If there's any self-care things that you guys like to do, well then let me know in the comments down below. And with that said, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys, I love you.